Hey, what's going on, brother? What's your name?
Samuel Crowder.
How long you been outside?
7 years off and on since I was roughly 20.
What's the hardest part about being outside?
Sleeping in a tent, not having a bed, chronic pain is probably the hardest. Like I said, that's one of the hardest. I gotta have cardboard as a bed. Gotta have an extra sleeping bag as a bed. I have the beagle there. And yeah, the hardest part is taking everything down every day so I don't get robbed, and putting it back up every day. And I've been doing this off and on for the last almost 5 years for just the tents, because I have lived in curbside, abandoned houses. I wasn't just started in tents. I started with abandoned cars and abandoned houses and curbside. With my dog, I decided to go more tent in the last couple of years, just because I have the dog, I got to take care of him, and the fact that he has the secure walls, he sleeps better and he doesn't get up and moves and wanders. If I didn't have that, I bet you he'd wander at night, seeing other dogs, you know what I mean? And I'd wake up with him not being there. So this is why I have a tent right now. And if I could choose not to, it would help.
What's your aspirations in life? If you were permanently housed and that wasn't an issue, what makes you tick? What do you want to do?
Me, one of the things I actually want to do is I grew up in care as a kid. So I was a Crown Ward. CS didn't think I could live on my own. One of the things I used to do as a kid, used to get in a lot of trouble just to get away from the group homes I was in, because the jails were 5-star hotels compared to the group homes. So I manipulated my system when I was a youth, and as an adult I matured and learned that wasn't okay. But with that being said, with seeing my youth side and what I went through, I would actually, my end goal is I would like to help other troubled teens and give them someone to look up to. So eventually I want to invest in my future, invest into stocks and other things to help others. That's actually kind of one of my goals I've had since I've turned 18. I thought about getting in HVAC before I was homeless, but the streets opened up my eyes. Now I don't want to do HVAC. I've learned a lot from the streets, and as an Indigenous person, I don't agree with some of the things that's been done. So, like I said, I have some goals, but I know I've applied for 60 different apartments, and I've been turned down because I'm on disability, which is wrong. But
So you find it hard to find housing with social payments as
Yeah.
a form of income?
Yep, I've been turned down 60 different apartments, from even in the GTA to even Oshawa. I heard Oshawa is cheap. I actually found out it was cheap. I looked at 3 different apartments in Oshawa, and all 3 were private renters that were using realtors that all told me my income is not valid.
So if you could get into housing, does it matter what neighborhood or what area, or would you take housing anywhere?
I'd take housing almost anywhere in a context, because of course I'm not going to go into a dump like $500.
Oh, I'm not
Like
talking
when I
about.
say
I just mean areas.
Yeah, in a format, I'd take anything as housing, but I draw the line because I've dealt with slumlords, and where I draw the line. If I was given an apartment that was like, no, I was offered an apartment in the last 4 months at 125 Vaughan Road. I have lost. I used to live there couch surfing with a friend. I lost that friend recently. He was killed over fentanyl. And when I say he was killed, he didn't touch it. So I know so many people that have been killed in that building. And that's a building where people go to die. I'm not gonna put myself through that with the traumas I've been through. And I do not need to be surrounded by people like that. Certain places I'm definitely going to turn down, but with the budget I've had, there's no reason why I'm not housed. It's because landlords do not consider ODSP as a payment. Thank you to Doug Ford. And I blame it on him.
Yeah.
It is his fault.
Sorry you're going through that. Can you show me your cart, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
So I understand that you put your tent away and then you set it up every single night.
Yes. So this is my tent right here. There's some dog food here for my dog. In that container. I got a full thing of water. Because I make sure I always at least have 4 liters of water every night for my dog. And got backpack filled with some of my medication stuff.
Have you ever had a problem with your cart? What do you do with your cart when you go inside of a store?
I've had issues with it. I've had businesses tell me I can't come in, or I've had businesses tell me I can't come in, or tell me after I bought something said I can't have the cart inside, and I tell them, well, yeah, I bet you're not the owner, and I bet you if the owner heard about this, they would be upset. I've actually gotten free food for my cart because discrimination, because it's technically considered a grocery cart. So if you're going to tell someone to leave that outside, you're kind of stupid as well as a business. And I understand that. So I've put a lot of places in their place for this, because it's one thing you turning down the cart and not my dog. Like, I'm just saying, like, my dog would be more of a thing to turn down than my cart. But I have had people pick more of a fight with the cart than the dog, which is shocking. You know what I mean? But normally, I stick to my regular businesses, so I don't go to very many new businesses. A lot of places I go to don't mind me and my dog. A lot of us loves me and my dog. Shoppers Drug might have asked me and my dog to stay outside, but I've kept on going in, and they don't stop me at this point.
Stick with the Loblaws then.
No, but they don't stop me. They don't stop
Okay.
me. No, like, as much as they've told me, I keep going, and they don't stop me because I go in for maybe a thing of water or a thing of pop to drink, you know what I mean? And so I go in there to grab something quickly and I leave, you know what I mean? And so I don't just hang around. I don't steal from the businesses, so they don't really have a problem with me, you know what I mean? And I make sure that point's clear, that they don't.
Another question for you. So you've seen the prototype of the tiny house that I have. How would a tiny house impact your life or change your life?
It would give me a secure spot to leave stuff. Because right now, the problem with homelessness is there's a lot of scumbags. When I say scumbags, a lot of people in the same situation that don't care about the people that are in the same situation. I said, for right now, it would make it so I wouldn't have to carry everything around, you know what I mean, as today. I wouldn't even have to carry this speaker everywhere. I could just leave it in my tiny house and lock it up. You know what I mean? And so right now I don't have a secure spot that I sleep at. that I can lock my stuff up, which is one of the reasons why I can benefit from it. Another reason is I do not have to take down my tent every day. I've gone through 4 tents. This is actually in a different bag, in the old tent bag of mine, because it was easier, and I threw out the other one. But yeah, no, it would make life a lot easier, because I fight to get this on the bus every day with my dog, pulling this cart every day. It's hell. It's hell. And that's something I thought about, other options. Even before I met you, I've even was Googling e-bikes, trailers, even camping trailers for bicycles. And I've seen there's actually some that are not in Canada, in the UK, and other parts that are outdoor countries. So that's something I've always been interested in, because I can actually save. I can put things away. You know what? I literally, just the other day, I had something fall off my cart. It was I used it as my wallet. It was a lunch box, but it was an insulated box, and it had my ID, maybe a $5 gift card that had left on it, roughly, maybe less. It had 2 packs of smokes that I lost, and $15. So something like that would make it easier, so I'm not losing things.
So now you have to get your ID back.
Yes and no. So I got a call today, because this was about a week ago. I got a call today from the ID clinic that I got my ID from last time, because I had a purple card in the mix. Some person returned 2 of my IDs out of 3 and kept the rest.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So I at least got some of it back. I don't have to get my purple card back. I don't have to get the green card back. But it would make stuff like that easier in that format. It would give me a spot that I can save. It could give me a lot of other benefits. You know what? I even have a storage locker. I have taken that 4-liter bottle of water, one of them, and I start filling it up with change. Because like I said, I want housing, but there's only one way I'm going to get housing. I've learned it. I need at least a year's up front and give a landlord incentive.
Or we need the
government to step in and say, well, hey, enough is enough.
100%. That's what I believe the solution is for this. We need the government to step up, and people who need a hand up like yourself, they need to be given a hand up.
Yeah, it's sad, because even people that don't deserve housing are getting it. And I say it like that for a reason, because I've heard people getting housing and then losing it in a week because they're either a junkie causing a lot of problems for the landlord, or blah blah blah. The list goes on. Like I said, I don't personally use at all. My veins are completely cleaned, and I don't tap for a reason. My father was an all-in-one druggie. And I'm not. And I've said as a kid, I'll never be my father. The only thing I'll touch is marijuana. But that's the lesser of all evils of what I could be doing right now.
I think everybody smoked a joint from
That's
one
the
time
point.
or another.
And know what? I look at it as medication. It's not weed. It's medication to me. It helps keep my stress down. It helps keep me moving. So when I do smoke it, yeah, it helps me keep me moving. But at least I don't do hard stuff, which is one of the reasons why the shacks didn't survive. And I know one of the reasons why those shacks that were dropped off in the park back in 2019, they didn't survive, partially because of the overdoses, On top of that, there was no background check around it. You know what I mean? And which was a big problem to me because I looked at that. Well, that's something that a lot of people could use, but there was a lot of people abusing it. So I'm hoping that this doesn't get taken away from us, from someone that's the asshole. But like I said, I could really benefit from something like this. And if what I plan on doing, even when I do find an apartment afterwards, I plan on using it as a camper to get around and to get away from maybe the city for a bit or whatever. You know what I mean? I have family up in Newmarket/Georgina, so
It's a really nice country up there.
yeah. That's why I said if I were to get something like that, I'd be using it to go see family, other things in the aftermath, which is a good idea. So, like I said, that's basically it. But the kind of what I'm dealing with at this point.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me. I really appreciate it, and thank you.
Yeah.